Obsidian's space RPG sequel establishes the stakes of its capitalist-driven and satirical universe much quicker, setting the stage for a much more confident adventure. Nobody does RPGs quite like Obsidian Entertainment, period. Whether this means plundering a fantasy land as in Avowed, hanging out with Eric Cartman and friends as seen in South Park The Stick of Truth, or exploring an irradiated glitter gulch as featured in Fallout New Vegas, the studio's ability to create a world and characters that are fun, or at the very least interesting, cannot be denied. That's why I wasn't surprised back in 2019 when, pretty much out of the gate, Obsidian nailed it with the launch of the very first The Outer Worlds. It was a first-person space action RPG that did exactly what it aimed to do. So what the heck do you do with a sequel? The answer, it seems, at least after playing The Outer Worlds 2's opening hour, is to go bigger without sacrificing any of the world's trademark charm or character. Said approach was immediately made apparent to me at the start of my recent Gamescom demo, where quickly after giving my custom character the traits of a smooth talker and patented renegade background, I was thrown into a mission briefing as an intergalactic space commander. The Outer Worlds 2 opens up much quicker than the original ever did, swiftly getting you up to speed on your ship just prior to an imminent heist, where the remit very much seems to be to learn on the job, both for the character as well as me the player. It works much better. I met my crew, the initial stakes were set, and near instantly we were off touching down on a nearby space station called Horizon Point. It was here where I was shocked at just how well The Outer Worlds 2 can now be played as your bog standard first-person shooter. And I mean this as a compliment, because whereas most first-person RPGs, most infamously Fallout, tend to offer shooting your way out of tricky situations as a last resort option with floaty gunplay, the act of reloading, aiming down sights, and engaging in The Outer Worlds 2's souped-up brand of time dilation all feels snappy and natural. Both traits came in especially handy whenever my attempt at sabotaging Horizon Point Station went a little awry, which happened a lot more often than it didn't. I was role-playing as a renegade, after all. I sadly didn't have much cause to dip into the Outer Worlds 2's skill system in my demo, yet throughout this opening hour, there were multiple opportunities to tackle different scenarios uniquely. Such a choice reared its head early on, where going right down a certain path meant taking on rival officers all guns blazing, whereas heading left meant taking a much sneakier approach. Knowing the latter probably wouldn't be a renegade commander's style, I appropriately got to work dismantling flying machines, hefty bots, and fellow human soldiers using my trusty handgun and repeater rifle combo. The game even managed to reward this choice in a small way, since it was in keeping with my character's background, by having my teammates encourage such actions as they took the alternate pathway. Arguably, the biggest opportunity to have my choices influence how the mission played out came during the tail end of the heist, where reaching my objective meant having to cross a fairly large ravine. Too large for me to hop over with a simple jump, getting it to lower without alerting security bots rested on my ability to sweet talk the guy in a booth with access to the controls, otherwise known as Cadet Officer Corbin.
Has this whole facility gone mad?
Not only was this dialogue sequence a great opportunity to test out my character's persuasive capabilities, but it also offered up a chance to delve into the mind of someone who has truly, quote-unquote, drunk the Kool-Aid, as it were, and would do anything to be an upstanding citizen if it meant gaining praise within the Arcadia colony's rigged system and capitalist establishment. In this way, the Outer Worlds' nature to poke, prod, and make fun of capitalist ventures is still in full effect here, and more than once did I look over at a campy in-universe advert or overhear some indoctrinated character's dialogue and chuckle. The Outer Worlds 2's brand of comedy is rarely laugh out loud in nature, but there are definitely moments, even in this demo, where I was left in disbelief at the ridiculousness of this sci-fi universe Obsidian already originally established and now gets to explore further. Safe to say, despite my best efforts, Cadet Officer Corbin saw right through my uniform disguise and promptly unleashed the station's robot security forces. Alas, since doing that also required lowering the bridge anyway, the joke was still on him. The mission on Horizon Point Station culminated not in an explosive sequence as expected, but rather a much calmer moment between myself and a key character of consequence. I can't go into any more specifics, but this one back and forth alone gave me the quiet confidence that, while seemingly brash and goading on the surface, The Outer Worlds 2 is yet another Obsidian RPG that understands that character is at the heart of it all, and that goes for the ones who surround you too. It's the natural camaraderie and chemistry that follows on from this that made, say, Parvati as your companion such a memorable person to have around in the first game. And although this brief demo didn't allow me to recruit a companion, there's at least one or two NPC side characters featured in this opening who I came to care about, and in another universe perhaps easily could have been. I didn't especially vibe with Avowed earlier this year, largely as a result of the annoying level-gated melee combat that kept me from fully enjoying the beautiful of the world it presented. So far, however, from what I've played of The Outer Worlds 2, I won't be having this issue for Obsidian's bigger, better, yet seemingly equally as charming space-set RPG sequel. I say this without yet having seen a single companion, skill menu screen, or location outside of my own ship or the relatively small space station of Horizon Point. That said, with its snappy gunplay and in-depth dialogue system, The Outer Worlds 2 appears on track to do everything the first game did, only a lot smoother and better. Knowing this makes me even more excited to blast off and explore the Arcadia colony when this sequel eventually arrives on October 24th, 2025. So there you have it, guys, in terms of our full preview thoughts after playing The Outer Worlds 2 for roughly an hour. Do you plan on picking this up? Let us know in the comment section below. Then why not subscribe to that All Out Gaming YouTube channel to stay up to date with even more videos like this. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Is it the end for Commander Zane and Buddy? Tune in next week to find out.